Hello, 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 and this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 372. Welcome. So, on the screen is my character Retro. On the left is Diamond, on the right is Retro, and hoping to get that out this year. It will be more than a hope. I'm working towards it. But yeah, this is about the pivot, and nothing much is changing. I'm just adding to what I do. So, hey. My cat, of course, sits right behind me. I know, I know. Don't look at me like that. All right, let's go full screen. The quality would change, but you know, that's what we deal with. Yeah, what do I want to do first is I think this works. I'm going to work on this and also that page up there. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so first I wanted to go over a few things. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so faction. Faction paradox. Excuse my bad writing, and you can't see this anyway. It's tiny, it's tiny. So faction paradox will be worked on this year. It's a big graphic novel. I thought previously we were going to go crowdfunding in February. Well, it's going to be later this year. Mid-year, later this year, to be determined. But it will be crowdfunding this year. We just want to get a big chunk, if not the whole book done, before we crowdfund. So that is the agenda on that. The writer, Finn Clark, me, him, and actually Neil, who's been on the channel previously, not too long ago, Neil George with a J, are going to be pitching a book to publishers, and that's a whole process. Not sure how long that will take, but the pitch we're going to do is probably for a miniseries, like a 4-issue miniseries. So as soon as developments happen, I will let you know. Right now, as we stand, Neil is working on the first 7 pages. Page 1 is approved, going on from there. Probably by next week, those 7 pages will be done, this time next week. So that's faction, and then Project X. Next, we got designated. Which is a Mark Torres project. Issue 1 can still be had. If you look in the description box of my video, there's a lot of links, a lot of different links. Designated is one of them. So issue 1 is totally done. It's in a lot of people's hands. I got a copy somewhere on my shelf. Issue 2 is fully penciled, fully inked. And chatted with Mark the other day. He's looking towards possibly April for the release of issue 2. Whether he's going to be crowdfunding it or not, that remains to be seen. But he's going to essentially get a cover or a couple covers done, and get that lettered and production on the book done. And yeah, so a couple months down the line, we'll see. We'll have more details to that. So Designated issue 2. If you don't remember, Designated issue is a 5-issue miniseries. I'll be starting inks on issue 3, probably mid to later in the year. So excited that that's moving forward. As always, there are a couple ways to support me. There's a PayPal link if you just want to throw me a random tip, any amount. Hit the link, type in what you want to send me. You can do it that way. That supports me. That supports my channel. Another way is to become a patron. So Patreon. I haven't done anything yet this year, but I hope to get to that. I have a meeting tomorrow. That's actually a meeting of me, the penciler, and the writer, which is Finn and Les, and we'll be going over Fraction. Hey, Mantora, how you doing today? Welcome. Hello there. So I'm just going over projects and stuff. So I actually have a new patron. So is it 6 now? I think I got 6. What I'll be working on there is a creation of mine called Nice Monster. I'm co-writing with a friend, my friend Jay, and production on that will begin shortly. Just life challenging, stuff going on, too many projects, the usual. But I am excited to get on that. Yeah, today I'm going to be working on this. And well, mostly just filling in blacks and getting that started. This is a page from Faction. I'll throw a little bit of inks on that. So what else? Faction, Designated. Those are the big 2. So both are moving forward. Both are going to happen this year. Both are big projects. Because the Faction is at least 150 pages in total. Designated is, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think it's 110 pages, if I'm right. Yeah, too many projects. Here too. Well, such is the fate of us small indie guys. Oh, one of the things I wanted to throw into the description box is I did an interview recently for a podcast, and I'm blanking on the podcast name, but yeah, I'll throw it in. So podcast, it was a strange, usually like if I'm interviewed or have a conversation on somebody else's channel, it's usually like a one-on-one situation. This one started out, it was me and 2 guys, and then there was a second half to the podcast and then a third guy showed up. But by the end of it, it got really good. So they said I did fantastic. I'm always like, you know, you don't know, and I can't really listen to myself. You know, you hear that all the time with actors and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's like I can't watch my own shows or just little tidbits I could do. But that was a fun podcast. Um, and yeah, that's up on YouTube now. Bunch of people watched it already. Once I throw down the link, I haven't posted on my socials, but I'll make sure to put it in this video. What else is going on? Oh, I'm expecting some bad weather. So hopefully I don't lose my internet, but it was the wind was blowing. And we're supposed to be getting some heavy rains tonight. Oh, is this it? Is that the link? There you go. There's the link to the podcast. Which I'll throw down in the description box. If you're not watching this live, you won't be able to click on the chat until it shows up. Usually takes the live chat a day to show up. Oh, that reminds me, and let me make a note of it. Who was it? Who was it? Oh, I think it was Mark. Was it Mark Torres? I gotta go to my last video. There was somebody who showed up in the chat that didn't have a wrench. So I think I hear a cat at my door, which is not Rocket. There are stray cats around here. So the podcast, faction, designated, Patreon. Yeah, my Patreon's slowly growing, which I'm definitely happy about. Once I start like actually throwing pages up, I'm sure more people will be attracted to it. And plus, I have a crazy amount of followers on Patreon. You know, people who are not paying but could see my free posts and stuff. I could actually email all them or message all of them. That's something I'll do once I have a group of pages up there, and really start promoting my Patreon, you know, throughout my socials and stuff. Yeah, I'm just, you know, like I'm just a small guy, definitely in the independent side of things in the comics world. There's definitely a lot going on in the world, and comics aren't on everybody's mind. But just trying to eke out my existence and whatnot, which is kind of sort of the topic, the pivot. One of the things I talked about recently is I really want to do a lot more of my own artwork. And, you know, I made a whole pile of these 9x6 Bristol paper. I'm going to be doing a lot more of my own art. You know, every day I sketch. I sketched these the other day, and this is something I was just doodling on the other day. You know, it's like I may be an inker for over 34 years, but I want to do more of my own art, and I also want to make better sales. Which, if you saw the YouTube thumbnail, you know, I'm a full artist and I want to make better sales. So I gotta work hard to make that happen for sure. So yeah, let's start with this one. So yeah, I if you want to see me draw any character, hit me up anywhere on my socials, or comment in the live chat, or there's definitely a cat at my door. Oh man, don't don't the stray cats know I'm live. That's what you get for feeding stray cats. But yeah, I don't need my quill. I need my brush. So yeah, hope all of you are doing well. There's a new stray cat in my neighborhood who seems very sweet. He was actually inside here the other day. Him and Rocket bumped noses, so I could tell he's a sweet cat. Neither cat made a fuss. Um, you know, Rocket likes being top dog, but I also know he needs a buddy. And a neighbor has a cat, but I don't know. Maybe this new stray cat could be his future buddy. We shall see. Hey, Senator. Hello. Welcome. Let's see. I was thinking about doing commissions myself. It seems like a hassle. Every part of this business is a hassle. You have to put yourself out there. And the whole idea behind the pivot is that, I need more than just inking gigs. I need a better income. And, so little bits of money from here, from there, will definitely be useful. Was yeah, there's definitely a cat out there making itself known. We have a bunch here. In this small town, there's so many strays, so many cats, so many stray dogs. There's also a lot of dogs that people don't tie up or leash, or just have them in their backyards without any fenced in area or anything. So they run wild. Like I mentioned, like we're supposed to get some not so great weather. It's already colder. I think it's like the lower 30s. I gotta go out after this, get some dinner. I'm not sure what I want yet. Anybody have any ideas? I'll get what's nearby. But yeah, it's just like we had some decent weather for a little bit, and now it's turning crappy. But we're, I think, potentially in full swing for winter. So it's going to be a couple of months of this. I don't mind so much the cold. I don't love the cold like I used to. but it's the wind I can't stand. Like specifically in this apartment, it always sounds 10 times worse. Spaghetti. I'm in Kentucky, so speaking of Kentucky, it's not Kentucky Fried Chicken, but there's a chicken place nearby. They have chicken strips that are delicious, and you get two sides. It's a franchise, but it's more like a mom and pop run place. Lee's Chicken, I think it's a franchise. At least there's a couple of them. Just one here in town, and supposedly elsewhere. But yeah, their chicken strips are really nice. So I've been working on some pencil stuff as well. Most of what I work on now is things I print out. Hey, let me. Quality is what it is. Yeah, so I'm used to keeping a sheet of paper under my hand. I've tried a glove, but maybe I just have to get a different glove. I get maybe it's just too cheap quality. It doesn't feel right under my hand. Oh, and it's kind of oh, I'll get to the comments in a second. It's kind of quiet. What's the one I play? Oh, here, the feeding of the duck. Just a little. Nice. Here we go. Yeah, you're blue me. Some had the same weather. Yeah. Always got to be on that side of the dirt. Yeah, it's like I could hear the wind picking up outside, and I know for sure like probably in a half hour we're getting rain. Not the time to go out and get something, but what are you gonna do? You gotta eat. So if you guys want to promote anything you're working on or your socials, feel free to throw links. I believe you both have wrenches. My channel is a wrench free zone. As soon as I start getting 100 people showing up in chat, then I'll cut the free wrench zone out. But for now, everybody is welcome to promote their stuff. I've only been eating this soup I made for the whole week, and it feeds me and saves me a ton of money. So I hear that, buddy. We got to conserve our resources. So I did mention, yeah, this piece is by Joe Miller. I did not too long ago Galactus piece, inks over him on that, which he then colored, and he's made into prints. He said he was going to send me some prints, but I also want to make the prints myself, which is costly. You know, because I've done cheap prints in the past. I'm not saying Joe makes cheap prints. I'm not sure of exactly the quality of his, but I'm going for the most expensive one. You know, the only one I've done thus far is my alien piece. You know me and know my work. It's actually my profile pic on Instagram. I did an alien piece years ago that, frankly, it's my favorite piece of artwork I've done thus far. So I have a few of those left. I'm gonna do. I think I came up with a number like 6 or 8 different ones I have. Like there's a Galactus piece. There'll be this piece. There's the Poison Ivy piece I did with Christine Chin. There's the really excellent piece done by me and Rodney Jacobson, colored professionally by Dan Kemp of Spawn, and he did a lot of work for Marvel, I believe. See him all over the place. Him and his brother, Color, came out really, really cool. I only shared part of it thus far. But yeah, I gotta get a pile of money to do a pile of prints. So it won't be for a little while. But yeah, there's a couple more in there I'm forgetting at the moment, but all right, read that. The alien piece is cool. Thanks. Yeah, I really loved it. I did it while on a stream with friends. I think for the most part, I did the whole thing. I'd have to search like hundreds of videos to find out exactly where I did it, but there were 3 other artists I was with, and I was, you know, on one of their channels, and I had reference for the alien piece, and then I did a sort of Bollywood background to it, but yeah, it came out really nice. Very happy with it. Oh, let's see. Oh, it is the artist. Joe Sonntag did some art recently where he used some whiteout, you know, not unusual, but I was checking out the piece of artwork he did, and there were very thin lines he created in white, and I know it was a traditional piece, so I meant to send him a note, find out exactly what he's using. I want his secrets, because I used to use paint, but it was never like white. It was always like off-white, barely there. You know, kind of good for some things. You got to go over it a few times. Wind is picking up outside. Yeah. um, but yeah, it's hard to find a really good white that's you could do super thin lines with. You know, maybe it was like a paint version of white. But I'll find it. But yeah, so I want to do more of my own art, and I figure, like, you know, because I always want to do like giant pieces, and then I put a ton of work into it, and nobody's interested. I've done that in the past. So I figured I'd do like 9x6s, more like maybe convention sketch type stuff. You know, I'll do it with the tools I typically use, and I'm not gonna do like markers and stuff, but I got, you know, it's like I always love artists that can do comics at a certain speed, where, you know, like comics are like, gotta make your deadlines, you have a certain style and approach, not a ton of detail, so you can make a monthly schedule. I'm always envious of those that like do so with real thought and quality and composition. So, because typically I bury things in detail, and it takes forever. So I gotta learn my roots better. Yeah, here we go. Ink comes in a bunch of colors, and we want to try white ink and see how it works with the blacks. There you go. The leader white. Pretty sure I haven't used the leader, but I'll look into it. Thanks. What did I used to use? I used to use, oh, it was Doc Martin paints. Which, you know, it was good where you can do thick, you can do thin, but just the quality of it, you know, it's like I love my blacks black, so the white's gotta be white. Oh, and in a bit of news, any Star Wars fans out there, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down, and Dave Filoni. Oh yeah, I gotta be careful now. What's up, Rocket? Yeah. Oop, 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 oop. You can sit over there. Don't want my cat coming over here when I'm messing with ink. Yeah, go in the kitchen. Usually he wants to come up and hang out on my desk. Right, Rocket? He was just in the window checking out the bad weather. Yeah, so Dave Filoni will be in charge. So personally, I'm happy about that. I mean, you know, it's like I'll watch whatever they put out, but they're speaking of words, there's more not so great ones of late than good ones. Although, you know, I am excited for Starfighter, excited for Mandalorian movies. But I felt they dropped the ball on some of their newest series. Valeska, or however you pronounce it, that was pretty good. Hey, it's the Crooked Panther. Welcome. You want to go out? Yeah, hold on, folks. Let's see if my cat wants to go out. I know this is thrilling YouTubing. Hold on. You want to go out? Go. Okay, he went out. No, I've had more cats in here in the past, and they'll go out in any weather. And Rocket's really good at avoiding, like, it could be monsooning outside, and he'll come back inside and be completely dry. So he knows where to go and not to go. Oof, Star Wars didn't really claim it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Depending on what you watch. I guess I don't watch everything. I don't, haven't watched a lot of the cartoons and stuff. It's just too much. Too much content. I'm only one person. And in fact, I mentioned this, like, until I get 3 or 4 projects done, at least, I'm not watching any shows. I'm not watching any movies. Of course, that doesn't stop me from, watching YouTube and, artists I follow, comic makers I follow, interviews and all that stuff. You gotta have some form of entertainment. It's more like I play a lot of that while I'm working, so it's not like I'm watching it per se. I'm listening. But there's a lot of good people I follow that are encouraging and motivating to making art, making comics, informative, and all that jazz. Do you guys have any favorites as far as people you follow and check out on a regular basis? Like, a super popular one is David Finch, who does Monday Night Raw. He's pretty incredible. His wife is hysterical. They make a good show. And that's definitely one. I want to go back to the beginning and watch all the episodes. because he's highly informative, knows his stuff, does a lot of lessons, and they're super nice people. And you're gonna go watch their show, and they're not gonna be talking shit about people or other creators or whatever. Whatever. There's no drama on that channel. Yeah, 50 years on, you're getting crappier. Yeah. Well, I think with Filoni in charge, he's a hardcore fan. I think potentially you could turn it around. One can hope. It's like with these big franchises, they're run by big companies, and companies, as we all know, like go through so many changes, being bought out, and this is a way different world now than what I grew up in. There wasn't big franchises like Star Wars. Well, there was Star Trek, but that was still small time when I was young. It was the original series, and they made a couple of other ones. It wasn't the big franchise that what it is now, with many shows and many movies. Snow has been issued. I guess we're getting snow tonight. I watch whoever I can catch. Yeah, I understand that. Been trying to get into Pola, but 5 episodes in, and it's getting blah. Well, I watched the first season. I mean, when that originally came out, I liked it. I haven't played the video games. I used to be a gamer per se, but I haven't really played any hardcore games in a long time. But I know it's a popular game. I might have watched Fallout. No, like I watched walkthroughs of some stuff. I definitely watched a walkthrough of The Last of Us. Both games. Although story-wise, I don't remember much from the second game, so maybe I didn't watch a full walkthrough. But definitely the first one. Oh, there's a little bit of news. I'll talk about it more when it's officially finished. Which might be the middle of the year. When he told me the end of the year. So I reconnected with an old friend of mine, a good friend of mine, Alan Abadessa. You guys definitely don't know Alan. But yeah, he's been a lot of things. Mostly just a really good friend. I met him back in New York. He was in the sort of comic making indie community. He wrote some stuff. He did a book where I think I did a few covers for. Anyway, we were more friends than anything. But we lost touch with each other. A lot of life going on, and reconnected, and talked couple nights ago for at least an hour and a half. It was a really good catch up. And, you know, he's mostly working in restaurants, you know, being a waiter and whatnot. But he had this big project that I had no idea about that he's still working on because it's a video game. But he said, you know, should be the end of this year. He'll be finished with it. So when that's official, because it's on Steam, but it's not finished. It's just a demo. He you know, he told me specifically, like, don't play the demo. Just wait for the full version. So I feel like I should be promoting the demo. But it looks really cool and fun. And I'll just promote the finished version. Walter Goggins is dope. When is Walter Goggins not dope? That guy, he's so cool. I watched Justified, which is funny. Like when I moved, you know, I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I grew up, raised in Brooklyn. Spent most of my life there. Moved here to Kentucky around 2006. You know, I went back for 1 year at one point, but mostly been here since then. Different areas of Kentucky, now in a small town, like an hour south of Louisville. But anyway, early on, or pretty much early on, started watching Justified, which, you know, if you know about Justified, watch Justified. Walter Goggins is a big part of that. You know, he's essentially a villain. It shows up a lot, and sort of the show pivots on his character somewhat. But he, you know, he's amazing in that show. He's really good in Fallout. Like I said, I watched the first season. The second season, I know is like happening right now, but I haven't seen any of it other than pitches here and there. But you know, I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's always good. Oh, what was it? The religious folks. He's Baby Bobby Billy. That was hilarious. So he's always good. I have a meeting for Action Paradox tomorrow. We're just gonna catch up. Nothing too intense. But I barely started that project because I'm juggling too much. But I want to, you know, part of the reason I want to do my own art and make more art sales. You know, it will be an attempt to focus my schedule more because there's a book, Icebox, I want to get back on. Kind of put that one on pause. But I'm co-writing, co-creating, penciling and inking myself on that. And we got a colorist. That's a cyberpunk story that should be a lot of fun to work on. And I really want to do a good job. And the 3 pages I penciled so far, each took me a couple days. Not that I worked on it like full days, but I really worked on it and thought about it and developed the pages as I worked on them. Really took my time with them, and that's the kind of schedule I want. Don't want to rush the pages, and I know I'm very happy with what I've done thus far, but I know I can do even better. And part of the fun of doing a cyberpunk type book is that you're creating a world. And I barely, the sequence I did is kind of outside the main storyline, because it just, it sort of just focuses on a certain thing. It's none of the main characters. So it was a good place to start drawing pages, but really I have to go create the characters now on top of the world, and it's all that world building stuff. Gotta head out. Okay, buddy. All is looking good. Until next time. Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, Icebox. Get back on that so we can crowdfund that this year. Hopefully sooner than later. That will be a lot of fun. One of the things I mentioned is I want to be doing a lot better so I can upgrade this channel, upgrade me, upgrade my camera, upgrade my lighting, upgrade I want to be streaming a lot more, so just upgrade all that. So I could possibly come on here 5 days a week and stream for, typically I've been doing an hour, maybe 2 sometimes. I'm just about pretty close to an hour now. But I'm going. I don't know. I'll stick with it. But yeah, so I want to get the monthly subscription to StreamYard, because StreamYard, for what it's worth, it's more expensive now, but it's still the best option for me. I'm not a super tech guy. And, while I could possibly stream with my phone, it's there's a show I've watched a bunch of times that switched to streaming with their phone, I guess because it is a free option and it's pretty easy to do. But the freaking screen is so tiny, and they're promoting Kickstarter. It's this is awful. You know, it's like as soon as I upgrade, visually the show's going to be a lot better where you actually see me working on the work. You know, I'll be more like showing you exactly what I'm doing. No way, you know, that's possible doing it on my phone. And plus, as it is, like, you know, I'm on TikTok now. I got my link tree down below, and I believe my TikTok link is there. It's like my phone's too tiny. Yeah, I understand why it's like TikTok is mostly young people. It's like, Jesus Christ, my eyes. You know, I think a lot of people who do TikTok are young, or they have giant iPhones. Although, you know, I've always had the thought, I haven't tried it yet, but I have an iPad. I mean, specifically, mostly I've been using my iPad for like when I go to sleep and I can't sleep, I play like rain and thunderstorm videos. Because that puts me right to sleep. I love the sound of rain, love the sound of thunderstorms, at least if it's fictional. If it's real, it bugs the heck out of me. But yeah, I gotta check if I can connect to my TikTok via my pad. But also I gotta really get my iPad out because I wanna start playing with coloring, maybe even drawing on my iPad. Because if I do that soon, there's a chance maybe I'll do my patron exclusive comic Nice Monster. Maybe I'll draw that on my iPad. You know, I know a lot more of my friends who are artists don't have like kind of a studio setup anymore. Like they just sit on their couch, kind of watching TV while they work. You know, on their iPad or on a laptop. You know, things have changed so much. So weird. But it's like, you know, go with what works for you. So currently, the brush I'm using, it's a little frayed. You can't really, you know, it's like I can stick it up there. Can't really tell. But, I mean, I just made a point with it, but the point's not really sticking permanently, like a good brush. Anyway, you know, it's like I'm filling in blacks mostly. I'm gonna have to pull out a new brush once I get nitty gritty. But yeah, so I might get that a go, but like, you know, I really want to pull out my iPad. So like if I'm going to be doing these 9x6 pieces, it would be useful for me to even just color them like basic colors, like old school, like 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s comics. Like nothing fancy, just like Hulk is green, Thing is orange, just to get in the habit of coloring, because I'm going to be coloring retro, my character, my book. I want to get a little fancy, but it's going to be like old school comics. Because I'm inspired by so much. So it's not only one thing, but I don't want to go too insane with the coloring. Like you open up today's comic books, and a lot of them are like freaking rainbows, and unfortunately, too much of it looks exactly the same. The good thing about being limited is that it really makes you stand out if you do it right. I mean, so would be like doing it a million colors, but that takes a lot longer to craft into a specific direction, artistically speaking. If you get anything about what I'm saying. Your camera seems fine. Work on your lighting. It's too harsh and wash out. Yeah, I mean, like, trust me, I played with this for too long, over and over. Like, if I do that, it's fine, but it doesn't stay that way. Like, it's better. You could see more. What I can't control is being able to zoom. And that's more a whatchamacallit. The driver for the webcam doesn't give me that ability, at least that I'm aware of. I played with it for hours and hours. But it's like at this point I do want a better camera, and as well as better lighting, because while I'm streaming, I got two lights on. There's a little one that you could see, the ring light, that actually helps when I'm filming, but I don't even use that like when I'm just working naturally, because I got my overhead light in the room itself, and I got the big desk light, which does me fine. But for the camera, I do want the lighting to be better. A friend of mine worked on her setup recently and made a lot of changes. She's using more like lights when you're filming movies and stuff. They're little ones. I used to have a big ass one in my room here. I think I got it from my previous apartment setup, whatever. But no, I got it originally when I came here. Used to be this, on a long pole, self-standing giant light with one of those silver coated umbrellas, so it gave off a soft light. But it was, it was just big and ugly in my setup, and frankly didn't seem to add that much to my lighting situation. And the lamp I'm using now is like 100 times better than what I had previously on my desk. It's like a thin, wide light that I could change the cool or hot setting to it. I can, you know, has a lot of different settings. But I can get one even bigger, which is I thought when I ordered it, I thought I got the biggest one, but after I ordered it and received it, it was like, oh, there's an even bigger one. Wah, wah, wah. That's how it goes. Yeah, so that's good enough for that. I'm just gonna do a little bit on this. This is Faction Paradox. Page 3 seems to be an alien invasion. What the hell is going on? What is Faction Paradox about anyway? You'll have to wait and see. I see the picture now. Yep. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just, you know, if it catches my hand in a certain way, it really just fuzzes it out. Modern technology. It's so smart, it's stupid. So, Crooked Painter, do you have a wrench, number one? And what projects are you working on right now, currently? The publics want to know. Or specifically me. I think I saw you on TikTok, if I'm correct. Followed you there. You know, I'm probably following 2,000 people now. No, yeah, I'm probably following like 700 people there. Every day, more and more people follow me there, which is a good feeling. Thinking I should probably set up a store there or something. Something to work on. Throwing paint. I hear you, man. I hear you. You know, I've told plenty of people, it's like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to have work, to be working. But also at the same time, it's like I could definitely be doing a lot better, business-wise, money-wise. You know, it's like I'm a B grade inker, which is like, that's kind of very good on a skill that's kind of not being used as much, but still, like, there's freaking amazing inkers. I don't think I'm in that category at all, but I'm fairly good. You know, it's like I could be really good at times, but I need to up my money situation. I need to be making sales on a regular basis. I can't, like, every little hiccup, you know, in my days is because I don't have enough funds coming in. And that's gotta stop somehow, some way. You know, I'm not, you know, It's like I won't quit, but I could be doing things smarter. So one of the things that will be in development is I had a situation where, like last year, I was going to get a website created and hired a girl, and it just went south, like communication wise, between us. But at some point, I'm going to be making my own website. You know, there's basically ways to make a free one. That will be helpful. It's funny, just whatever it was, 3 minutes ago, I got a notification on my computer. You know, I get very little notifications just on my computer, but one of them is weather. For somebody who works home, 90% of the time, no, like 100% of the time, I get notifications. But it said rain stopping soon, and I think it's starting. So I think the weather app, the weather app is off. I think it's one town over. It's so silly. I have a website that's never open. I guess I lack follow through. Yeah, man. Like, we can't be sucking. we gotta have stuff that works and stuff that's up and running. Yeah, I pay like $300 a year for a website that's never open. Oh man, that's wasteful. It's $300 you could be spending on supplies if it's not running. Think of all that paint. So one of the things I got to do is I got a new. It's not repeaters, it's isographs. I got a new set. See, this is what I haven't done. I got a new set of these because the ones here, I've cleaned these like 4 or 5 times, and they're not working the way I think they should be working. So it's like works a little, doesn't work, works a little, doesn't work. That's a problem. The technology, like this one is actually really old. This is a repair wrap. Now the technology has changed and it's called isograph. But I prefer repair wrap, but can't get those anymore. Anyway, I got the new set. I got to open it and fill them with ink and use them, because I've been, any straight line work or French curve work that I do on a page, sort of just been faking it with markers, and I prefer not to use markers. And plus, like, the exact line work that I'm looking to put down, I can't get that with a marker. Some fudging, some line work, and kind of pisses me off. But it's like I've been so busy jumping from one project to another, not having a steady schedule with things, and kind of putting out fires sometime and just, you know, trying to finish some deadlines to pull in some money and yada, yada, yada. The life of a freelancer. But that's definitely something on my agenda I'll get done this weekend, I mean. Because fudging line work is not something I like doing. I gotta give everything my best. Because people expect my best. So if you haven't been on my Facebook today at all, and this is only for really the people that see it soon before midnight. But you know, I have some pieces. I should have mentioned this at the top, but of course I forgot. But I have some artwork, some old stuff that I haven't sold off yet, and new pieces I did for Sword and Sorcerer magazine. 3 pieces I already finished. Yeah, half price set, but it's only half price if you buy 2. So typically, you know, if I sell something 11 by 17, it's like $100. But today only, if you're on my Facebook, you get 2 pieces for $100. But that, you know, also shipping ahead. Yeah, right. I'm just gonna do a little more, then I'll be done for today. But thank you everybody who showed up. Yeah, we had Montoya, we had Saboteur, and the Crooked Painter. At least those are the folks that have spoken up. I'm pretty sure we have some people watching without chatting, which is fine. You know, I know, like, I don't always, if I catch a live stream, I don't always chat if I'm working. But yeah, you know, speaking of giving my best, I definitely have to break out one of my other brushes. I got 3 currently. These don't last as long as they used to. The quality of brushes isn't where it used to be. So I don't love the idea of, you know, breaking open a new one. But I'll use this. Like, I'm not necessarily a dry brush guy, but I might experiment here and there. So this brush would be good for dry brush or just filling in the larger black areas like I've been pretty much doing today as I chit chat. But yeah, one of the things, I'll see who's in the last chat, the last live stream, I believe, because I know I promised somebody a wrench and I remember not getting around to it. Bad beta. But yeah, thanks again if you're watching this. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Always like, leave your comments. You know, if you're watching this after, leave your comments below the video. Let me know what you're working on. You know, there's a reason I made this ongoing series, making comics and art. I want to know what other people are. You're making comics, you're making art. I want to see your stuff. I'm always inspired by other artists, no matter, you know, what level you are. That doesn't matter to me. It's like, I love all kinds of art. Somebody recently I met, well, I found on TikTok. She essentially, you know, is currently, I guess, for the most part, drawing trees for a living. Incredibly big ass. She has like a giant drawing board and doing these giant tree pieces that she spends, I think she said, a couple of months on each piece. That's highly inspirational to me. As somebody who I love to draw trees, I love to draw rocks, you know, specifically ink trees, ink rocks. I find that highly relaxing and fun. You know, when I was young, me and my friends would go into, let's say forest, but you know, it's just a wooded area. There'd be streams, rapids, we call them. So I could spend a couple of hours just standing in the stream, playing with rocks. I used to make little dams and then break them up. This was last year. No, this is when I was a kid. But yeah, it's like, she's pretty incredible. I don't remember her name at all, but she's on the TikToks. I'm sure she's elsewhere too. But yeah, just these giant tree pieces and a million branches and leaves, and you know, just beautiful, beautiful work. You know, you don't have to do superheroes to impress me. Could be anything. You know, I'm not high on abstract art, but a lot of it is gorgeous too. You know, there's a lot of painters I look at, a lot of, obviously a lot of comic makers. There's a girl on YouTube I follow. I'm forgetting her name, but Jasmine is her first name. Jasmine does her own independent comic called Medieval Girl. She does a lot of research for it. Follow her. She posts weekly, I believe. And you know, she's not a pro, just an independent. You know, she has the day job and does it on the side. And she completed 3 chapters. I'm a little behind her videos, but I think she's still on chapter 4, because chapter 4 is like, she decides the page count, and I think I think she said it was like 58 pages, chapter 4, like where all the characters from what will be the main storyline going forward sort of converge in this chapter. So yeah, it's really cool to watch her. I mentioned David Finch before. He's fantastic professional for years and years and years. There's Proco. I watch Proco once in a while. Alan White's I haven't watched in years and years. I'm not sure if he's posting regularly. I think he stopped during COVID. But he's freaking fantastic. I'm watching an episode of David Finch with him on it currently. So that's even more fun. He was always an inspiring inker, so he loves comics and the inking specifically. But he does human studies and fine art and other things. Has a whole school. There's others, I'm forgetting names and whatnot, but there's a whole list. I wanna do more hardcore following certain people because I wanna work on my skills this year as well as churn out more of my own art. If I'm ever going to be at the level I want to be, so yeah, I'll need to go a couple more minutes, so it'll be an hour and a half. That's a good episode. That's a good episode. But yeah, it's like, I always wanted to be a great inker, like when I started working in comics. And I believe I achieved a certain level of quality. I know I can be even better, but I'm content with where my skill level is as far as inking. But now I want to attack my writing. I want to attack my penciling. Coloring will be a new skill, as well as publishing, because I've yet to get my first book out, and I was considering also doing a sketchbook, something I haven't done all my career. Like an idiot. I need to put more product out there. All these people say they like my work, and I'm not. It's like I'm not doing anything about it. I've relied mostly on my inking gigs for income, and that's not a smart way to run my career. And of course, it's like I mentioned, I want to be streaming more. So potentially I can actually monetize my channel. From streaming weekdays here. Most days or all days, or all weekdays, then my channel will absolutely grow to where it should be at the moment. I haven't been as consistent as I need to be, would like to be, as far as that goes. But yeah, thanks again for watching, for checking me out. I have been Peter Polyag. This is Faction Paradox, a big ass book coming to you, well, crowdfunding later this year. And if in the UK, it's going to be published by the UK publisher. So I gather they will get it first, but and this will be an X-Men pinup, penciled by Joe Miller, inked by me. Joe will color it, and that will be another one of the prints available. But I thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Keep making art, keep making comics.